Well, how about we not start the year off with a bang, and instead start it off with 200 bangs, both literally and figuratively. Come on, admit it, this movie was incredible.
Yes. We just got back from seeing 13 Hours.
The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi.
It was...
Clearly, you guys liked it a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was eh. So,
really?
I guess we'll talk about that when we
okay,
get there,
well.
But, yeah.
One of the problems with critiquing a movie based on a true event is that it's hard, you know? Because it happened. You can't blame story, you can't blame dialogue, but
well, sometimes you can if it's, well, I don't know. So I think I kind of know what you're getting at because because at like as the movie started going, I kind of thought the Jack Silva was kind of shallow. You know, it's the kind of thing we've seen in like many war movies where he's off at war. He has like a wife, few daughters, and maybe she's pregnant. But you know, thinking about it, these are real life characters. So there's, you know,
people.
There's like only
they're people,
real life people. Yeah, sorry. So you know, there's only so much they can do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
you know what I really liked about this film, like right off the bat? No real big names. And these guys, they looked like soldiers.
Yeah.
I mean, they were very believable in that.
Yeah. Although John Krasinski, everyone recognizes from The Office.
All
right, well,
he looks a lot different with a beard now.
Don't know who that guy is. So.
All right. Well, he was Jack Silva, and I think all the acting is great, especially Pablo Schreiber. Pablo Schreiber, yeah, or Schreiber. Is it Schreiber or Schreiber?
Many people claim that this film is supposed to shame the Hillary Clinton campaign, but I don't see it.
Yeah, it really doesn't. I mean, as much as I despise Hillary, I have to give the movie credit for not going into any political territory.
Yeah,
because it's really not what the movie is about. I mean, the closest it gets to addressing that is simply when they mention the fact that they don't have support out there.
Yeah, I was scared when I saw. I didn't read many reviews, but I was scared that it was gonna. People didn't like it because of some political sphere, and so I'm glad it was very just factual.
Yeah. And I think if they did that, this would have no.
Yeah.
The
only thing that sort of makes it seem like propaganda is just the timing of it. I mean, it's a few weeks from the Iowa caucuses, but well, if Oliver Stone can release W a few days before Election Day so that people hate Republicans even more, then you can release this a few weeks before the Iowa caucuses.
But this isn't supposed to be. This is supposed to be, you know, you see what these men go through and how, and this was not easy. This was not just physically, but emotionally, and
and right now all of the haters are just like, Michael Bay, you took a tragic event and made it into a B movie. I mean, gunfire, explosions, cars in a true story. Come on, totally disrespectful.
There weren't that many explosions. I mean, the only major one was the one with the bus. You know.
Yeah. And of course, I'm being sarcastic. Of course, this is
What I thought was interesting when he mentioned about how, like, in Iraq or wherever, they have all those Black Hawks. Like in Black Hawk Down, they have backup, and yet they were screwed. And here, they didn't have any backup, and it was intense.
Yeah, there actually is a guy who makes a reference to Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
And so back to back to like actually, here's another thing I liked about the movie. Here's something that I think makes it better than even something like Captain Phillips, even though Captain Phillips is a great movie. Part of what makes it better is that you for like the entire length of the movie, you feel like you're in their shoes, and you don't. It's never really addressed what was the motivation for the attack, because you know they didn't know.
Although,
And
Oh,
so
yeah,
in
I'm
something,
pretty sure I know
in,
what.
well, yeah, we know now, but and so in the case of something like Captain Phillips, it cuts like at the beginning of the movie, it cuts to the Somalian terrorists and what their motivation is to take over the barge. And so yeah, this really is a really gripping and suspenseful experience.
No kidding.
And, I mean, I keep saying this. This is what's great about Michael Bay movies. Just making you as an audience feel like you're just in the middle of all hell breaking loose, and
Yeah.
nobody does it better. And there are also I mean there were some good character moments as well, like right before the last battle, where Jack is talking about what his family might think of him if he died out there in a country that he didn't even like. And there's also some humor in there too, and that's really why I'm such a fan of Bay. I mean there are some bad films from him. I mean Transformers 2, and I actually noticed there are a couple of shots in this movie that are like a mirror of a few shots from Pearl Harbor. Like one is when you're like riding along with the bomb, you know, as it's like falling to the earth. And then the other one is at the very end where we see the American flag floating around in the water. And even like the last scene with all the dedications, I thought was handled like extraordinarily effectively.
I don't have anything else to say about this film. I liked it. This film really gave you a sense of what these guys went through.
Mm-hmm.
So, see, my problem was I thought it was a bit slow. Like, I thought the acting was really good and the cinematography was decent. But I just felt like mainly the second act, it kind of felt... I mean, the third act was pretty good with where they were back at the base. And the introduction was pretty good, setting up everyone. But the second act, where they were at the estate, felt a little chaotic. And I know it's a chaotic movie, but it was still kind of hard to understand what they were doing in some parts. I mean, like, I understood for the most part, but you know, I've seen a lot of, you know, war movies where all hell breaks loose and they're still able to effectively communicate what's going on. And for the middle of the film, I felt that was a little lost.
Okay.
So that's my main gripe. I mean, it was still a good movie, but I don't think I would call it a great movie, in my opinion.
Okay. I will add that normally I think Bay does this really well. I think most of the time he really knows just how much to shake the camera and when to cut. A few times in this movie, there is too much shaky cam, like when the shot is in like the passenger seat of a car during a chase scene. They really shake it up way too much.
I don't know if they did this, but to me there seemed to be a mixture of like they got camera shots, the movie shots, and actual footage. Did anyone notice that, or was that just me?
Like not at the beginning and end, because the beginning and end was definitely actual footage.
I don't know.
But during the battle scenes,
well, sometimes it looked to me like they got some actual footage shots. But I'm not sure. I can't tell. It just seems like it.
I don't think they would do that unless this was Sharknado. If you watch that movie closely, well, actually, you don't even need to watch it closely. It's so obvious that they use a lot of stock footage of sharks.
No, I'm not saying stock footage.
Well,
Like,
yeah, just
footage from the actual event.
yeah. Which I don't really see very, very many instances where they could have actually filmed any of the battle because it was so chaotic.
True.
But yeah, I mean, we're still in the middle of January, and yeah, I mean,
this January is looking to turn out good.
Yeah.
So,
and we just started this 364 days ago with another military movie, American Sniper. So we're celebrating with another one.
This
Actually,
is our,
did you
anniversary, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. In fact, do you notice that badge that Jack Silva carries?
The Punisher.
The Punisher, yeah. That's the same one that Chris Kyle has.
Yeah, I noticed that. It has the logo of the skull on it.
Punisher logo.
Yep. So. Alright, anything else to say?
No. So, let's get a grading.
I'd give it a B-.
Okay, A-.
Yeah, I'm going with him.
All right.
A-.
All right, so Michael Bay has just signed on for Transformers 5.
Last one.
Wow.
Apparently his last one.
But he said that the last few times.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew.
What part of
just like
did he hate everyone else's childhood for some reason? Like,
well, obviously,
why?
It's like Quentin Tarantino says he's gonna stop after 10 films, but the way he talks about all his movies, I doubt that's gonna be true.
Yeah. The difference is Quentin Tarantino.
It was I knew from the start that Bay really was going to come back to direct it, even though he said he wasn't. I mean, for one thing, that's what he said with the previous two movies, and for another thing, there was like no real discussion of getting a new director, except Bay said he would like to see Jonathan Liebesman direct it.
Why can't he leave our childhoods alone?
He's like Dr. Emmett Brown and time travel. He just can't resist coming back to it. Besides, 3 and 4 were awesome. I mean, 4 especially, the more I think about it, Age of Extinction is probably the best of the series, despite getting the worst reviews.
I thought the third one was the best, but...
Yeah, I mean...
I liked 4 a lot, too, though. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 4 had, of course, Mark Wahlberg instead of Shia LaBeouf.
That's a definite improvement.
Yeah. And also, 4 had, like, a huge variety of action scenes, from car chases to aerial fights, the robots, and all that mass destruction from that.
So, I think we should move on to trailers.
Okay, yeah. Going on about. All right.
So, we had...
well, let's see. We started with the Free State of Jones, a Civil War movie with Matthew McConaughey.
Maybe?
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, Warcraft.
Yeah, we had Warcraft. I talked about that one with Alex Schubert and Chloe Hudson when we did our Star Wars video. So we had the new one, Money Monster.
That looks good.
Yeah, and it's directed by Jodie Foster. Has she directed anything else?
I'm not sure.
I don't think she has.
Gotta look into that.
Yeah. We saw the Nice Guys with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
I like how I like during that part they had the original Warner Time logo, or at least the '70s version. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. We had Star Trek Beyond, which kind of looks like it's going to be more of a comedy than the other two.
Well, you don't know. We don't know.
Yeah,
that might just be the trailer.
But you know, I think different episodes of Star Trek could have gone from like a comedy to something more dramatic.
They had.
I mean, kind of like Supernatural, right?
Yeah, some episodes of Supernatural do have a comedic tone.
Yeah.
And I don't get why I know a lot of people don't really like the new Star Wars or the Star Trek trailer. And I don't see it. I think the Sabotage song was pretty well placed and makes me excited.
I'm
not.
I want to see that. Star Trek
I'm not
Beyond.
very enthusiastic about seeing the next one. I mean, I didn't like Into Darkness, but
I liked Into Darkness. So I'm
yeah.
like, the cast is amazing.
Yeah, true,
How
but
many more
Benedict
$100
Cumberbatch
billion
was.
ships are they gonna crash before he finally says no? You can't fly a new one. Although I know I read something about in Star Trek where like because they have all these like resource mines or something, money is like irrelevant or something.
Pretty much.
Because they have all these like resource things and they can get pretty much whatever they want. So I guess making something like that is not as big of an issue as now. I mean, not that we can build something like that nowadays, but
that's Leonard Nimoy go on that.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do about that in the next Star Trek. Although they might have. Oh wait, no, I don't think they would have. It's been about a year since he died. Yeah. All right. So we have one more for a movie that was just announced today, and it's only 2 months from release. We have a Cloverfield spin-off coming.
I didn't see the first one. Didn't really want to see the first one.
The first one is one of those movies where it was the movie that introduced me to the found footage formats that might be part of it, but it was one of those very rare movies where while watching it, I left the living room. I seriously felt like I was in the crowd running from the monster.
And that made it like, did it make you like seasick or like I know some people don't like shaky cam because it makes them feel nauseous or something.
I've heard that.
Yeah. And so the thing that disappoints me about this one is the fact that, I mean, it's kind of inconsistent going from found footage to just a regularly shot movie.
Well, it could be.
They did do that with like both the sequels to Blair Witch Project and The Last Exorcism. So.
Wait, The Last Exorcism?
Yeah, that's the one with like that guy who fakes exorcisms.
Oh.
Great first hour. The last 20 minutes, terrible.
I mean, I thought that even if the movie might be bad, the trailer for it was pretty.
John Goodman and Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah.
Which. Okay,
it was good. Like
I'm
interested on her
now.
looking at the monster. You can hear the monster roar and something, and she looks at it, and then it cuts to black, and you're like, oh. Wanted to see
that is good. Yeah. Like, if you've seen the original trailer for Alien, without actually having seen the movie, it's a good trailer. They don't even show the alien.
Yeah. Of course, in the movie Cloverfield, the monster is rarely ever seen.
Also another good thing.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So, 10 Cloverfield Street
Lane,
Cloverfield Lane, March 11th.
Oh, and another thing, I found out about it like half an hour before going into the movie because I saw the poster for it online, and the tagline was monsters come in different forms, which makes me think John Goodman with those handcuffs might be up to no good.
So they're locked in a bomb shelter.
That's a pretty.
They're in a bunker. That can't be good.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's next?
Next week, we have Cage No More, which right now is scheduled for release in like Linwood at the AMC Alderwood Theater, but I want to wait and see if it's going to be opening anywhere else. Probably not, because it doesn't have a whole lot of advertising. It's the one about this family that's looking for their 2 daughters who were sold into sex trafficking. Like, I think it has one of the producers of God's Not Dead, and it even has Kevin Sorbo in it. And Cassidy Gifford, who was also in God's Not Dead. So.
I don't even know who those people are, so...
Right, well, if you've seen, like, that one version of Hercules, Kevin Sorbo was Hercules once.
Nope, I've not seen that one.
And also next week...
the Hercules that came out like a year or 2 ago?
Was it? Maybe it was, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, also next week, we have The Fifth Wave. that Alien Invasion one with Chloe Grace Moretz.
Okay.
All right. So, yeah, this January looks like it may not get a whole lot worse. Well,
Maybe.
I mean, it's great at this
We
point.
we also have,
not a whole lot less
we
good. Okay.
We also have Kung Fu Panda 3 to look forward to.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks from now. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.